Hey guys, how you doing? Ron Nut here with the kick-ass TJ11 build. I wanted to show you how easy it is to maintain your rig when you have a water cooling loop using Koolance quick disconnects. I'll take you through how they're connected, and then I will show you how easy it is to take it out with using the disconnect. So let me take you off of here first. Alright, so right at the front we have, that's an RP 452 x 2 reservoir, and that's a dual bay reservoir. I have the serial connector in there, so both reservoir bays there have coolant in them. And then there are a couple of MCP 655 pumps mounted inside on either side of there. And then you can see coming out of the reservoir I have a disconnect. So there's a male one going in on the inside of the back of the reservoir block, and then there's a female with a compression fitting, and it runs down into the radiator. And I don't have the other side off, so I'm not going to show you it connected, but it's connected to the bottom port. That's my input port on the radiator, and the reason I did that is when you fill the loop, it'll help get the air out as the coolant comes up to the top, and it comes out of the radiator, and then it comes out and from the bottom of the TJ11, and then it goes into my CPU block, and it's a Koolance CPU 370 block, and then it comes out of that and it goes into my chipset block on the Rampage 3 Black Edition motherboard, and then it makes its way out and back into the reservoir. And again, on each of these I have quick disconnects. I have the male threaded ones on the input and the output of the CPU block. Same thing on the chipset block on all of them. So the pieces that connect them are all the female quick disconnects that are the compression fitted ones. So that's how this is all set up. So theoretically I should be able to just disconnect them and not have any fluid. The fluid stays within the tubes or inside the block, and of course inside the reservoir and inside the radiator. So I'm going to put you back on the stand right now, and then disconnect them and take them out, and we'll take a look and see if we've got any issues. But bottom line is I'm just going to be popping those off. Should take a minute or two, and then I'll be able to unscrew and remove the motherboard tray out of the TJ11. So hang on for a second. Before I take it out, I wanted to turn on the system so you can see that there is coolant in the reservoir bay. I have Mayhem's dye in there, and I have a UV light, and I also have a blue light, so you should be able to see just colored liquid inside that bay. So I'm going to turn them on now. So you can see there is coolant inside the reservoir, and pumps just started kicking in, and now I'm going to shut it off. Alrighty, let's see here, we got decent view. Alright, now what I'll do is I'll start with taking it off the chipset block. All you got to do is push down and twist. Alright, and that's one. And then same thing for the CPU. There's no drops. There's a little bit of a drop right here. Alright, so these are disconnected right now. Now this loop is right on the motherboard. I designed it so this height will clear. So I could actually just take it out as it is right now, but I'm just going to go ahead and take them off completely. Alright, this guy's got fluid in him, of course, but he's done. These guys go into the reservoir, and then up here I can take this one off. So the line going from the return from the chipset block to the reservoir is right here. And then the other one I have right here runs down to the reservoir bay, and I'll be taking that off. And she's out. And there was a drop that came out of here. So that's it. That's how easy it is to use quick disconnects. Now I can take this motherboard tray out of here, service the system, and then connect it back up, run it. I might have to, just the only air that may get in is from connecting them back up. So there might be a tiny little bit of bleeding that might have to be done. I've done it before and I had no issues at all. So I mean, it's not like when you first fill it up and bleed it. So anyway, that's the beauty of quick disconnects. And this tray's coming out. I'll work on it and put it back together and then connect them back up, and I'm good to go again. I wanted to tell you that the cost to use these quick disconnects, though they're a little bit expensive. They probably average 12 or 13 bucks a cup, one. So in this system, there's 8 of them, so that's about 200 bucks in couplings, quick disconnects that you would need for doing it like I do it. Now, some people don't use them from the reservoir. They just have one quick disconnect going right to the entry point. So your reservoir and and you only need the one quick disconnect at the end. So there are ways you can cut it. You can probably cut that in half. So maybe a little over 100 bucks. You can do it. I just like the flexibility of being able to take it apart at any point and have my connections, quick disconnects, so I can really, literally maintenance any particular thing, any piece of my system without having to drain a full loop. And so, like I said, there are ways to, if you plan it ahead, you can do it for cheaper than that. I just like them at all the connection points, and that's the way that I've done them. Now there is water, of course, in the water block, but I can disassemble that and take those off, and the coolant would come out of that if I wanted to drain that guy. And then the beauty of this, I can just remove that reservoir completely and take that to a bin or a sink and drain it out without any problems. And then to do the hoses, I just take a male one and put it in here, and that becomes the drain point, and it'll drain right out into it. So it makes it very simple to maintain your water cooling loop when you're using a quick disconnects. I can't say enough about them. I will never have a water cooling build that I will not use them. So that's it. I hope that has helped. If you have any questions, just leave me a note, and I'll do my best to get back to you. And if you like and subscribe. Thanks.